Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I did tell you so. I told you that net neutrality would be repealed. I told you that the tax plan that the Republicans created would pass. And like always, instead of doing something effective to change the course of things, people are resorting to the same old, same old. Angry tweets, hashtag protests. Why does it sound like it's echoing? Um, you know, basically all of the ineffective forms of activism that haven't worked since really the Vietnam War era. I'm at a point where I think last night I finally have just I don't I don't know, I don't have the fucking energy anymore to be concerned with this. You know, it is I think what I mean, like, I'm not even angry. I mean, I am, but I'm not really as upset as the rich and wealthy elite as I am at everyone else. Because they're like what they have done trying to, basically control content via the internet, uh, giving huge sums of money or basically a blank check to the military industrial complex. This tax plan that basically um, it basically takes I mean, let's call it what it is. It robs the middle class and the poor and transfers all of that fucking transfers the money from the middle class and the poor to the rich and wealthy elite. Um, they tried to put a pedophile in the Senate, and they nearly did. Anybody that thinks that not having fucking Roy Moore in office, if you think it's a victory for Democrats, you're absolutely blind to what almost happened. A victory would have been a landslide uh, vote for Doug Jones. That would have been a victory. Doug Jones won by like 2%, maybe even less than that. That's not, I mean, that right there should be an indication to the remaining Hillary supporters, the establishment Democrats. That should be a sign right there that the Democrats are so off-putting to most people. They're so toxic that they barely eked out a win against a pedophile. They it doesn't surprise me in the least that the rich and wealthy have done everything they possibly can to make themselves a few more nickels to rub together. It doesn't surprise me at all, which is why I'm not even angry. I mean, I'm disappointed. It makes me lose faith in humanity. That to know that there are people like that really fucking exist. But I'm not surprised. So therefore, I don't have the energy anymore to be angry at them because they're just doing what you'd expect rich, wealthy, fucking sociopaths to do. There's nothing surprising about what the Republicans are doing. There's no surprise in what the rich and wealthy elite, whether they're on the left or the right, are doing. There's no fucking surprise there. So I'm not angry at them anymore. I'm just angry at everybody else. I'm angry at anybody that fucking you know, sat around and instead of taking actual action, you thought your internet protests would enact change. I'm mad at anybody that's walking around right now acting like they've been victimized by the rich and wealthy elite. You haven't. You're uh what is it? Product of your own fucking laziness, your own fucking empathy, or not empathy, apathy. You guys did this. You thought that, if you just created a fucking hashtag and got everybody on board, that these rich, wealthy fucking twats would give a shit. You thought, oh, we'll fill up their voicemail with angry messages. That'll work. Fucking didn't. Like by far. Okay, I know that women are very proud of that women's march that happened, what was it, the day after Trump was elected. I know you guys are very fucking proud, but I don't really understand why. I mean, what did you accomplish? What, that you can all wear silly looking fucking hats? You know what the women's march or whatever was? It was basically an event for people to be seen at. It was a place that you could, in 160 characters or less, that you could claim that you were a part of in order to get, generate some likes or maybe a couple of new followers to your Twitter fucking fan base or whatever. It's a place where people went to pose for pictures giving their best fashionably angry face. There was no direction. There was no we demand change or we're gonna fucking do this or we're gonna do it was none of that. It was just a bunch of people standing in the street pretending like they were making a fucking difference. It changed nothing. Hashtag protests changed nothing. Your angry tweets and Facebook posts or retweets of angry tweets or reposts of somebody's, angry fucking Medium article. It changed fucking nothing. I don't know what it's going to take. I honestly, at this point, I don't know what it's going to take to motivate people to get off their fucking asses and actually do what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is people need to take to the fucking streets, not in their own neighborhoods. Go to the gated communities where these rich, wealthy fucking twats live and burn the shit down. And by burn the shit down, I don't mean literally go light fucking fires. But if you're going to get mad or you're going to tear up shit, don't do it in your neighborhood. I've said this before on the podcast. Don't do it in your neighborhood. Go to their neighborhoods. They're the ones that fucked you over, not the guy that works at fucking CVS or 7-Eleven or the fucking Waffle House. This goddamn dog. Hold on a second, folks. I have to let him in or else he's just going to sit there and bark through the entire podcast. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. But, if you're going to lose your shit, don't fuck up your own neighborhoods. Okay, the small businesses within your city are struggling just like you are. Not that CVS is a small business, it's not. But when you tear up your own neighborhood and you have the police coming in, firing off fucking, tear gas and beating the dog shit out of people, and basically shutting commerce down in your own neighborhood, all you've done is fucked over yourself. If you're angry, then you have to attack the right people. And by attack, I don't mean, physical violence. Amazon, it just came out a story about Amazon that the delivery drivers, they're expected somewhere in the neighborhood of delivering 200 packages or parcels a day. They're paid shitty. Apparently, because of the demand that is put on them to get all of these packages out, they don't even have time to stop to really eat or even use the bathroom. In fact, they found out that a lot of the drivers were bringing along like plastic bottles so that they could urinate in, because they have so little time to even go take a shit. Amazon, and especially Jeff Bezos, the guy that owns Amazon, is the biggest predatory capitalist on the fucking planet. I've been saying for weeks now that if you want to change the direction of this country, you need to make a bold fucking statement. And that statement needs to be directed at the rich and wealthy elite. Tearing up your own neighborhoods, breaking off into fucking tribalistic clans of, black versus white or white versus whatever. That isn't going to do shit. In fact, that does nothing but benefit the rich, wealthy elite. Because as long as you're busy fighting one another, you're not fighting them. It's at some point you have to make a bold statement, and it means going after the rich and wealthy elite. And by far the as far as I'm concerned, the number one fucking target should be Amazon. They did a study. It's like somewhere in the neighborhood of like half of all online purchases, not just in this country, but in the world, go through Amazon. But meanwhile, their drivers are pissing in fucking bottles. They're paid like shit. The employees that work at the facilities make they make minimum wage or below. There was a story not too long ago about how people were passing out in the facilities because there's no air conditioning. And Jeff Bezos, instead of installing fucking air conditioning, instead decided to park an ambulance in front of the facility for anybody that passes out. Think about the fucking cruelty of that. You have people passing out in your fucking company due to heat. And instead of doing something about the fucking heat, it's just, we've got an ambulance for you. Think about how much of a fucking sociopath Jeff Bezos is to do something like that. All because he didn't want to spend the money to install air conditioning, because, it would just be cheaper to pay a fucking an ambulance company. Think about that sort of fucking mindset where it's like, you know what, I could do this one little fucking thing that would that would make people's lives just a tiny bit better. Nope, not gonna do that. Amazon is the perfect fucking target. I know that there are some states in this country that they're fucking putting in their bids because they want Amazon to come to their state, because they're convinced that that there's going to be all these fucking jobs. But if you do any sort of fucking research as far as the working conditions and the wages and all of that, you'll find that it's not what you fucking think. Yes, executives and stuff, for them, having Amazon move into the state or into their city is beneficial for them, because they are going to have high paying jobs that allow them to fucking take vacations and, and actually go to the bathroom instead of having to piss in a fucking, in a McDonald's fucking, in their Coke cup. But as for everybody else, it isn't going to benefit you in any way unless you don't have a job, and then therefore you can go work basically like a slave, making the least amount of fucking money and working the most amount of hours. All you have to do is do some fucking research about the working conditions, about what Amazon has been accused of, or Jeff Bezos, what he has been accused of doing in regards to his business practices. The fact that, he basically puts brick and mortar fucking businesses out of business everywhere he fucking puts a facility. All the small business that Republicans and whatever supposedly fucking care about, or even Democrats, that everybody's so like, oh, the small businesses, they're not allowed to thrive. And yet you're sitting there fucking entering into a bidding war for a company that basically their job is to put fucking small businesses out of business. Amazon is the perfect fucking target. And I'm not saying, go fucking do some crazy shit to their facilities. I'm saying just stop fucking buying shit from Amazon. Take the money that you would have spent with Amazon and fucking go to your local fucking stores. Yes, you might have to pay a little bit more. Yes, it does require that you actually sacrifice a little bit. But if you don't do anything to fucking solve the problem, then you really don't have anything to fucking bitch about, which is why I'm fucking angry at everybody else and not really so much at the fucking wealthy, the rich and wealthy elite. I'm not. I expect as much from them. I expect them to do whatever it fucking takes to make sure that they get more and more money. It's just, there's certain things that you just sort of expect them to do. You don't have to be happy. I'm not fucking congratulating them in any way. I'm just not surprised. Which is why I'm not fucking angry at them. I'm angry at everybody else that walks around acting like they're a fucking victim of circumstance when they did absolutely fucking nothing to change that circumstance. Everybody is just frozen and they're all waiting to see, like, okay, when exactly is this going to change course? When is Bruce Willis going to show up with his fucking drilling team and, explode the fucking, the asteroid heading towards us? Everybody is sitting around waiting for something to fucking happen. And meanwhile, the country is fucking collapsing. You really think you're doing something by, fucking creating a hashtag fucking protest? You really think that you're changing the minds of these rich and wealthy cunts by filling up their fucking voicemail systems to the point where nobody else can really leave a message? So at some point it sort of works itself out. It's not fucking working. It hasn't worked really since the Vietnam War era. Action is necessary now. And if you're not willing to take any fucking action, then you really need to just shut the fuck up about the sad state of affairs that this country is in. For me, the litmus test. My apologies for anybody that has read my my article that I did on Medium, because I am pulling some of the fucking material from that. But the litmus test for me, as far as whether or not this country was going to change course, was the iPhone X and whether or not people were going to pay for it. Now, for those of you who are like, well, why the iPhone X? Well, Apple decided that it's going to up the price on their new phone above $1,000, which is fucking ridiculous because, I mean, basically all Apple ever does is, at least when it comes to their phones, I don't have a Mac. I've never used a Mac, so I don't know, what they do with their fucking laptops. But basically what they do with their phones and the iPad is they either make it a little bit bigger and then they make the camera a little bit better. That's basically it. So basically it's the same fucking shit as last year with just a better camera. That's it. And for me, the litmus test, when it came out that the phone was going to be over $1,000, it was like, okay, so people, at this point, you have to put your foot down. Because if you fucking purchase this phone, you basically said, you know what, you can charge whatever you fucking want. I'm still going to buy it. Even if it doesn't do anything different than the phone I bought from you a year ago or 2 years ago. For me, it was like, okay, so what are people going to do? And what did people do? They stood in line overnight for that fucking phone and purchased it anyway. So for me, it was like, all right, that's it. That's the signal that we're not even going to try and fix our situation. If you can't stand up and refuse to pay a ridiculous fucking price for a fucking rectangle, if you can't fucking stand against that, then standing up for net neutrality, against this fucking tax bill, against the blank check that was handed to the fucking Pentagon, if you can't stand up to a fucking cell phone price, you can't. Then all fucking hope is lost. So I'm not angry at the rich and wealthy. I'm fucking angry at the fact that people chose to just take that fucking corporate cock a little bit deeper in their ass. At what point are people going to say enough is enough? My guess is when the fucking tanks are rolling down the street, it's fucking martial law, and you're no longer allowed to fucking, I don't know, you can no longer wear the clothes you want to wear. Basically, when they stick a fucking uniform on you and put a gun in your hand and force you to go overseas and fucking basically become the emperor's fucking soldiers. My guess is that's when people will suddenly be like, well, wait a minute, what have we been fucking doing here? But the sad thing is that it's never going to fucking stop because people are never going to fucking, the days of being an actual activist are over. People are too fucking lazy. Hold on a second. Once again, hold on. All right, I'm back. We are, it's game over at this point. And the saddest thing, the saddest fucking thing is that we just, if you really want to fucking get angry, or maybe just fucking frightened beyond your beyond imagination, I would suggest you read the book The Death of the Liberal Class. Because even though the book was written during Obama's time as president, you see that we have just been making the same fucking mistakes over and over and over again. In fact, there was this one, I actually took a picture because I was going to post it on Twitter. But you know how progressives, how we've been screaming that, that Trump is not a phenomenon. He's not something that just sprung up out of, overnight and suddenly the country decided that, instead of fucking, I don't know. I don't know. This idea that suddenly everybody turned racist and evil, it's silly. And progressives have been screaming about this since probably 2015. That Trump is not the fucking problem. He's the symptom of the fucking problem. And and basically how we ended up with Trump was the 30 plus years of neoliberalism. Right? So let me read this. I know that it's kind of fucking, I don't know, corny, cheesy, whatever, to read book passages to you. But just listen to this and tell me if the problems that we're experiencing now started January 20th of this year. It reads, the party consciously sold out the working class for corporate money. Bill Clinton, who argued that labor had nowhere else to go in 1994, passed the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, which betrayed the working class. He went on to destroy welfare and in 1999 ripped down the firewalls between commercial and investment banks to turn the banking system over to speculators. Barack Obama, who raised more than $600 million million to run for president, most of it from corporations, has served corporate interest as assiduously as his party. He has continued the looting of the U.S. Treasury by corporations, refused to help the millions of Americans who have lost their homes because of bank repossessions or foreclosures, and has failed to address the misery of our permanent class of unemployment. Or not unemployment, unemployed. Populations will endure the repression of tyrants as long as these rulers continue to manage and wield power effectively. That was written during Obama's era. And that's the exact same shit that's going on right now under Trump. Bill Clinton essentially got this ball rolling with NAFTA and the things he did to welfare and his fucking ridiculous crime bill that significantly hurt the black community. Which is always, it's not surprising because people don't fucking read. They don't do any research. They watch the talking heads on TV tell them what to think and what to fucking be for and what to be against. Nobody bothers to actually check the fucking news sources. Nobody bothers to do this. And progressives, we have been screaming for the past year and a half for people to just do some fucking research. It wasn't fucking Russia that handed over, Trump to the fucking, or the presidency to Trump. It was the shit that Bill Clinton did back in 1994. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to fucking say at this point. All I know is that anybody that still is convinced that, things would have been better with Hillary Clinton at the helm, you're a fucking moron. You're refusing to do any sort of fucking research aren't you guys even intellectually fucking curious about what progressives are saying? Isn't there any fucking curiosity that just check it? Just, okay, let me see. They're all saying the same shit. Maybe I should just check for myself. Maybe I should look it up. Maybe I should see, is there any fucking ounce of truth to what they've been saying? But no, none of you fucking do. None of you do. And because, not just because of you, but partly because of you, we have Trump now. We had our chance to fucking change directions in this country, to make it a better place for fucking everyone. But you guys chose Hillary instead. And by proxy, you chose Trump. You chose to continue to munch down on that fucking shit sandwich. All because what? Because you wanted a woman in charge? Bill Burr, he said on one of his podcasts, like a month or two ago. It was right after the those elections where, a bunch of Democrats won. Just for the record, the ones that won were progressive. They are progressive Democrats. They were the furthest left of really any of the centrist Democrats. But anyway, he said that, he was talking about how everybody, they really want a woman to take office, to be the president. It's like, can you just, like, okay, fine, we can have a woman, but can we please have a good woman? Somebody that isn't a fucking corrupted piece of shit? See, that's the thing that I've always hated about the Hillary supporters that, accuse the so-called Bernie bros of being sexist. A lot of us voted for Jill Stein, who happens to be a woman. A lot of us are behind Nina Turner, which also happens to be a woman. A lot of us are behind Tulsi Gabbard, which is also a woman. We're not sexist. We're not misogynist. We just don't want a corrupt piece of shit in office just so the ladies can feel good that, oh, we finally got somebody with a clam. We don't have a problem with, with the fucking genitalia of who's running the country. All we care about is the person a decent human being? Is the person actually going to do something for the benefit of the country and not just the fucking 1%? Is it going to be somebody that's not going to be fucking influenced by corporations and donations and shit like that? Is it going to be somebody that didn't fucking, or hasn't had a whatever the female version of a hard-on is for every single fucking war that we've fucking taken part in the past 16 years? We don't give a shit. We didn't give a shit that Hillary is a woman. We just gave a shit that Hillary is Hillary. That she got the ball rolling to where we're at now. Her fucking husband and her fucking policies and everything that she and him and the fucking neoliberal fucking wing of the country cooked up to benefit the rich and wealthy elite and shit on everyone else. We don't want anything to do with that. Which is why we're also not going to fucking get behind Kamala Harris or Cory Booker or Elizabeth Warren or any of the fucking establishment, stars that are fucking vying for the nomination now. We're not getting behind them because it is just going to be more of the fucking same. We could have had a different outcome. We could have been on our way to universal health care, to a universal basic income, to ending the wars, to investing in our infrastructure, to fucking free state level college education. We could have been on our way to that. But instead, you chose Hillary Clinton. So as you're walking around with your fucking bottom lips quivering about, the Republicans, the rich, wealthy elite, they fucking victimized us. You're at fault. You. Not Russia. Not fucking Trump. Not the Republicans. You. You are at fault for this. Because you chose identity politics over fucking just being smart and choosing the right fucking person. Fuck it. Bernie Sanders, I mean, even though the tax bill still ended up passing, he forced them to take a revote on it. Bernie Sanders. Where was Hillary Clinton calling for the revote? Where was Joe Biden or Obama or fucking Cory Booker or fucking any of the establishment fucking darlings? Where were they calling for this? It took Bernie Sanders to fucking cause a revote. Yes, it really didn't change anything, but he's the only one. Him and I think there was one other guy. They were the only ones to fucking really take a stand, to actually fucking try and change shit and not just pay lip service and be like, oh, this is a fucking travesty, even though I fucking caused this problem. He was the only one that actually fucking took a stand, that actually tried to do anything. And you're fucking pissed off at him? You're angry at him. You're mad at him. You're fucking saying, "Oh, I'd never fucking vote for him." Oh, the fucking socialist. What the fuck are you even talking about anymore? Do you have any idea what you've done? So like I said, the minute that people stood in that line overnight to purchase the new iPhone, I realized it was game fucking over. It was game, set, and match. Or at least I thought that until the tax bill came around. I was like, okay, all right, fine. You know, this has got to be it. This has got to be the one that fucking motivates people to get in the fucking streets and just go ape shit. This has got to be it. But what did people do? They chose to fucking create hashtags and fucking, tweets and retweets of angry fucking tweets. And, it's game over, people. Until everybody takes their head out of their fucking ass and realizes that protests using your fucking thumbs isn't going to work, it's game fucking over. There's a way to turn it around. All it takes is just a little bit of sacrifice. All it takes is for you to choose the greater fucking good over your own personal fucking bullshit. Boycott Amazon. Boycott Apple. Boycott fucking the oil companies. Boycott Walmart. Refuse to give these companies any money whatsoever. Fucking boycott Verizon. Cancel your fucking subscriptions. Hit them in the fucking bank account. Shit will change pretty goddamn quickly. But your hashtag protests and your angry fucking tweets and Facebook posts, that ain't doing shit. It isn't going to change a fucking thing. These people don't give a shit that you call them up. They don't give a shit that you get in the street and hold up fucking clever signs and wear dinosaur costumes. They don't give a fuck because that changes nothing. All it is for them is a minor inconvenience. The minute they start losing fucking money, oh yeah, they're going to pay attention. They're going to have this change of heart. They're suddenly going to figure out that, oh, this fucking tax bill, oh, this is insane. But until then, they're not going to change anything. And your little fucking temper tantrum over Twitter or Facebook or fucking Instagram, it isn't doing nothing other than placating yourself. It's giving you this feeling that you're doing something, but you're not doing shit. Remember that. You're not doing shit if you're not taking actual action. And that's all I gotta fucking say. I'm ending the podcast here. I was planning to make it a happy one because I know my last podcast was just as fucking heavy. But I'm fucking sick to death of people. I'm sick of you fucking bitching. If you're not going to do anything to solve the fucking problem, then shut the fuck up. And with that, happy fucking holidays. I don't know. I'll probably give you another podcast tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, if I don't, then, fucking happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that other fucking horse shit. All right. Take it easy. Don't take any shit and go fuck yourself. Peace.